Hello everyone, my name is Paul and welcome to another video of the Python programming playlist. In this video, we are going to dive into the for loop. Now, in the previous video, I have discussed about basics of for loop, like how you should write a for loop and what is the syntax and all. Okay, and we also discussed about the range function, correct? So in this video, the range function will be used in some places. So if you didn't watch that video, I would advise you to go to that video and watch this one. Okay, and if you are following the playlist, then it's good. Okay, and those who are new, I would love to tell you guys that you can follow the entire playlist for your Python basic understanding, and you can subscribe the channel also if you love the content. Yeah, so let's start right now. For loop. So as I already discussed that inside Python for loop, like it's a variable would be like one variable would be there which would be getting iterated into the iterable object would be there. Okay, now it could be anything. It could be a list, it could be a tuple, it could be a dictionary, it could be a set, it could be a string, it could be like a range, like sequence, it could be anything, correct? So inside a string, like how would you do that? Okay, by the way, another thing is there, what is there in Python for loop, only implement the collection based iteration, like only iterable collections. Inside that only the for loop can work. Okay, so let's start with that. For example, s equal to Paul. Okay, so for character in s, for example, okay, print character comma and equal to one space. Okay, now let's run this. Oh, sorry, it would be n. Okay, yeah, so now you can see Paul has been printed out. So this is the way you can actually run your for loop in a string. Now if you talk about a range, okay, for example, another one could be like this. For example, for I in range, for example 100. Okay, from where we want to start? For example, we want to start from 10 to 100. What is the step? For example, it would be 3. Okay, now if you want to print I and then end equal to, why I am giving this end equal to this? Because I do not want everything like every number should be printed in the different lines. Okay, it would be easier to see here like this. See, up to 97 it is getting printed. Why 100 is not there, I already explained in that video. Okay, so that's the thing. And now for example, yeah, now for example in a range we have already told inside a list. Okay, so let me copy this one, paste it here. Okay, let me run this. You can see all the names are there. For example, if I remove this, what will happen? See, like this it will be like coming. Okay, so all the names would be printed out. So you can put anything, like here you can put like anything, like I you can put, but I have put name inside names because it will be more readable. Like you, as a developer or software engineer or a coder, you should write the code in such a way that people can understand it very easily. That's why the things are like that. Okay, now for example, another thing is there, for loop like enumerate. Okay, in Python the enumerate function, okay, enumerate function actually used with the for loop to iter over an iterable while also keeping the track of the index. Like for example, this is a list. If you want to keep the track of the index also, then you should use the enumerate function. Let me show you how. Okay, this example will make you clear that why like you should use it. This one, for example, so this is in the 0th position, this is in the first position, this is in the second position. The indexes you can make a trace. Okay, count in count comma element in enumerate of list 1. So what will happen that, like for example, if I write print enumerate of L1, you can see this is an object. Actually enumerate object is there. Okay, So actually this is nothing but an address. Okay, this is address of the entire object. You cannot print like this. You have to print like this only. Okay, by this you can understand that okay, this is an enumerate object which is stored in this location, correct? So this is the one. Okay, so what is the need of that? Based on the like problems or application, you will understand that where it should be used. Okay, like any normal example I cannot give like right now, but any scenario where we can have like in near future in the videos, if I get any scenario, then I will explain it, don't worry. Okay, so they are the basics. Like if you can want to use like Python for loop for dictionary also. Okay, so you can use it. For example, this one. Okay, this is for example dictionary iteration d equal to is an empty dictionary is there. Okay, now you want to insert like for xyz the value is 1 2 3, for abc it is 3 4 5. Now if you want to print it, then obviously I comma d of I, that would be the thing. Okay, now here if you want to do this one, that is good, percent d. I haven't told you about all these things, but here percent s means obviously it's a string. Okay, and percent d means it's a integer. Okay, but it will work, but I would say another one is there. For example, you can use it like this is a very old version like where people can use all these things, but I would say this is far better. Okay, here you can put I, here you can put d of I. Okay, that will give the same result. Okay, so this is the way you also can print it. That's up to you which one you want to use, correct? Now let's move ahead. Okay, now let's like inside the tuple also, let me show you an example here on tuple also, the same thing. Okay, a comma b in t, so it's a tuple of tuple actually. So inside a tuple there are other tuples, so that's how you have to do it, a comma b in t, and then print a comma b. Okay, if you do it, see 1 2 3 4 5 6. Like if I give a normal tuple example, then that would be like very easy, like tu1 equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. For example, this for element in tu1, if I write then print ele. If you want to see 1 to 8 is there, correct? So this is the way tuple is also there. Now if you want to okay, so now if you want to like another one is there, dictionary is done, tuple is done. Okay, zip. Now what is zip? Zip is nothing but something like binding these two lists actually in a format, and then you can use both of them accordingly. For example, let me give you this example. Okay, this one. Okay, so what will happen that this fruit will take the element from the fruits, a list from the fruits, and this color will be taking the like values of the colors, and then you can combine them and use accordingly. Like for example, here you can see apple is red, banana is yellow, cherry is green. Okay, apple red, banana yellow, cherry is green. Accordingly you can print out. So this zip format actually, zipping means what? Like combining like two or more things together, correct? Sorry, combining two or more things together, correct? So that's how the things are. Okay, now next one, which is like nested for loops. What are nested for loops? For loops in Python. Okay, so let me give you this example. For example, this one. Okay, अच्छा इसके लिए एक अलग से बनाते हैं program. Okay, so let me create another one. Okay, chalo. Now this is the code. Let's run this. You can see 1 1 1 2. Okay, yeah, we can do this 4 comma 1 4 comma 1. Okay, comma minus 1 for example. Okay, now if you see 1 comma 4 1 comma 3 1 comma 2 2 comma 4 2 comma 3 2 comma 2. Okay, let's put it as 0 so that it also could be included. See, 1 also could be, see, all these things are there in decrement order. This one is getting, the first row is getting the incremental order, and the second row is getting, like column is getting the actually decrement order due to this one. And due to this one, as it is in increment, like positive like positive side, like incrementation is there, and it is in the number line, it is negative side. Okay, so that is the thing. You can play with all these things. Okay, this is the nested for loop. Now how it works actually. Okay, so for I equal to 1, okay, you can see all the j values are getting printed. For I equal to 2, all the j values are getting printed. For I equal to 3, all the j values are getting printed. So that's how the things are. Now for example, if I want to print, for example, yeah, okay, 1, 4, okay, print. So you can see here, and equal to this. See, you can see the coordinates, like we can print the coordinates like this. Okay, for any matrices or anything, okay, like coordinate I'm printing out like this. Okay, so you can play with all these things. Okay, these are basic things, exactly, like very basics. Okay, now like control statements that can be used inside a Python for loop, which is like, for example, if else, continue, break, and pass. Now let me explain all of them. For example, okay, so here for example, that like for example, s equal to, okay, a b c d e f g h i j k l m n o p, for example. Okay, now for I in s, okay, if I equal, for example, h, then break. Okay, else what we are doing is printing the value of I. Okay, that's it. Okay, when I is equal h, then it would be broke down, so a to g would be printed out. Okay, once again, sorry, these brackets will not be there. Yeah, so you can see a to g is there. Okay, so a to g would be printed out. Now if you want to do like this, like with the exit break, if you want to put continue, okay, and if you want to comment it out, what will happen, that h will not be printed out, rather than that everything would be printed out. Continue means what? Continue, if you have a basic understanding of programming, then you know that like continue means what? Continue means the entire thing, like this, like after this continue statement, all the statements would be there inside the for loop block. That won't be executed, it will directly go to this line again, and then here all the things will be executed. Okay, that's why it is getting thing. Now if I do not use continue also, okay, if I use pass, what will happen? That like, okay, for example, like pass, no, not pass. For example, let me comment this one also. One second, let's not put it here. Let me comment this one also. Okay, and let me put pass here. Let me comment this one also, and then let me print for example I. Okay, so what will happen? It is, see, p is there. I means what? I means p. Why? Because after all these things, the I will point to the last one only. Okay, in case of pass means what? Pass means directly entire string would be passed, only the last character would be there, because and at the end of the for loop, like I will obviously point to here. That's why the p will be printed out here. If you put x, then print, see, x is there. See, that's why, like, that is the difference between pass and continue and break. Okay, and if else you can use inside the for loop block, so that's a normal thing. Okay, so these are the basics of the for loop. Okay, in Python, these are the things I thought that that would be needed, the basics would be needed to cover. Okay, in the next video I will talk about while loop. Okay, while loop and its application also, and what is the difference between for loop and while loop, everything I'm going to discuss. Okay, so don't worry, and subscribe the channel for sure. And in later on, like, these are the basic things, so I'm going little bit faster when we will be deep dive in, so we will go through a lot of things, don't worry. Data structures and algorithms also we will be covering. Okay, so many things are coming up in the playlist, so don't worry, and subscribe the channel for sure. Okay, thank you so much guys, and see you in the next video.